Any chick through with me, believe me, that's a privilege. I won't be satisfied till all my get it. See you hit it, then I hit it.
The king of freak-offs, Sean P. Diddy Combs' prosecutors indicated they are not pursuing several charges against the rapper, just days before closing arguments are set to begin in the sex trafficking and racketeering trial. The government indicated in a letter to the judge filed Tuesday and obtained by Fox News Digital that the theories of attempted kidnapping, attempted arson, and aiding and abetting sex trafficking will not be pursued. Government understands the court's desire for streamlined instructions. With that in mind, the government has suggested ways to streamline those instructions. Specifically, the government has removed instructions from the charge relating to attempted kidnapping under both California and New York law, attempted arson under California law, and aiding and abetting sex trafficking. The government is no longer planning to proceed on these theories of liability, so instructions are no longer necessary. Both the prosecution and Combs' defense wrapped up their respective cases Tuesday after 6 weeks of testimony. The defense did not call any witnesses to the stand and instead presented evidence they claim proves inconsistent statements were made during the trial. Combs' defense team immediately moved for a judgment of acquittal before resting their case. Attorney Alexandra Shapiro argued the government failed to prove the counts against the rapper. There's at best thin proof any of the other employees participated, Shapiro said before noting that there is no evidence any of them believed he was sex trafficking. The jury spent the last 6 weeks hearing testimony from Combs' ex-girlfriends, ex-employees, and witnesses involved in the investigation. The prosecution used the testimony to show that Combs allegedly ran a criminal enterprise through his businesses, including Combs Global. According to testimony, the rapper had his personal assistants set up hotel rooms for freak-offs, or hotel nights. The ex-employees who took the stand also testified they often procured drugs for the rapper. These drugs, including MDMA, cocaine, and ecstasy, were then used by Combs and his ex-girlfriends during the allegedly forced sexual sessions involving male escorts. The prosecution argued Cassie Ventura, who dated Combs from 2007 until 2018, and the rapper's most recent ex-girlfriend both took the stand during the 6 weeks of testimony. Cassie and Jane, testifying under a pseudonym, claimed they were introduced to freak-offs or hotel nights shortly after beginning their relationship with Combs.
In the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking and racketeering trial.
The federal prosecutors are no longer including attempted kidnapping and attempted arson. They're underlying crimes in the alleged racketeering conspiracy charge.
Well, that's right, and this development comes with closing arguments set to begin later this week. ABC's Aaron Katersky joins us live outside the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan. Aaron, can you put this development into context for us? Is this in any way a blow to the prosecution?
Well, it could be, Tanya, but not necessarily. Up until now, federal prosecutors said that attempted arson of Kid Cudi's Porsche was one of the underlying crimes underpinning the racketeering conspiracy. We'll back up for a second. In order to find Sean Combs guilty of racketeering conspiracy, the jury must find that he conspired to commit some other offenses. And until today, prosecutors said one of those was attempted arson. They showed the jury pictures of Kid Cudi's torched out Porsche. And he even testified, saying that he saw the Molotov cocktail that was responsible, the charred interior, his blackened sports car. And the implication was that Sean Combs was behind it. But there was never direct evidence tying Combs to the arson. So prosecutors signaled in a letter to the judge that they would no longer proceed under the theory that Combs conspired to commit attempted arson. One of the other underlying crimes, the so-called predicate acts, involved attempted kidnapping of Capricorn Clark, a former assistant to Sean Combs. Prosecutors are no longer going to proceed under that theory either. Instead, they're emphasizing other crimes that they say Combs conspired to commit, like sex trafficking, like forced labor, and they're going to emphasize those things when they speak to the jury during summations starting on Thursday.
With you now with some breaking celebrity dish news. Prosecutors have dropped some charges against Diddy. Joining us now is TMZ executive producer Harvey Levin with the latest late-breaking details. I mean, Harvey, I can't get through your story here fast enough. What's the latest?
Okay, it's a little bit confusing, Marissa, but let me explain. The prosecution sent a letter to the judge saying they want to, the judge had asked prosecutors and defense to streamline the proposed jury instructions. The prosecution is saying, okay, so let's eliminate attempted kidnapping, attempted arson, and aiding and abetting sex trafficking. So now the question, what does that mean? We know the arson relates to Diddy allegedly blowing up Kid Cudi's car in a fit of jealousy, the fact that Kid Cudi had dated Cassie. So it would seem that they're saying we're just not going to pursue that. Similarly, when it comes to kidnapping, you may remember that there was testimony by Capricorn Clark, Diddy's assistant, saying that Diddy suspected her of stealing jewelry. They took her, put her in a warehouse, and gave her lie detector tests, and putting her in that warehouse was kidnapping. It seems they're not going to pursue that. And there was a second one involving this alleged victim, Jane. So it seems they're taking certain things off the table, but I got to be honest with you, the letter's a little bit confusing, but it definitely seems the prosecution is pulling back on what they are going to argue to the jury in closing argument.
So, do you think P. Diddy's baby oil will help him slip away in this Freako case, or do you believe he will still do some time? Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Hood Rich TV. Hood Rich, Hood Rich, Hood Rich, Hood Rich.